Alright, you know what time it is. So grab that hot cocoa, turn off those lights, and join me for Horror Night. Alright, what are we talking about today? Well, obviously, we know it's Mr. Fritz, guys. Mr. Fritz. Now, what is Mr. Fritz? Now, to explain that, we got to go back to the beginning here. I have my notes as usual here, just kind of free talk with the cliff notes. And now, basically, Mr. Fritz was a ventriloquist doll used to entertain Allied prisoners of war during World War II in Poland between 1943 and 1945. Camp Stalag 11B or something. I don't know the name of the camp exactly, but it's something like that. So but how did it end up there, and who built it, all that stuff. So basically 1943 is when the story begins. This is when the first American prisoners arrived at the Camp Stalag. I think there's over 600 of them. So already World War II, kind of a eerie time as it is. Add this on top of it. So enter Private Billy Booth, who was a kind of an entertainer. He was one of the prisoners that arrived there, but he was an entertainer and stuff before all the war. I think he might have done kids parties or something like that. He was a ventriloquist. So, which, if you don't know what a ventriloquist is, it's kind of creepy. They exist today. They're not as creepy now as probably they were back then. But basically, when someone has a doll, a big doll, the mouth that moves, they make the mouth move, and then they talk with pretty much their mouth closed to make it seem like the doll's talking. So that's what a ventriloquist is. Now, Private Billy Booth, he crafted Mr. Fritz out of German newspapers soaked in potato starch. If you can believe that, it's pretty impressive. And for like I said, nearly 18 months, he he entertained all the prisoners, and even some of the guards, I think, were even entertained by him and Mr. Fritz, the doll. That's just creepy. So why was it between 1943 and 1945? Well, because in 1945, Billy was taken with a few other prisoners, taken out and executed. Well, I think they first were made to dig their graves. They're executed for being too lazy or something around the prison. So they were killed, unfortunately. And nobody knows the reason, or not the reason, but how Mr. Fritz came, back from the war, the doll. How he ended up where he is today. Not the owner that has him now, but the previous owner, who sold it to the current owner, doesn't even want to be known. So that just tells you something there. Something's up with the doll. Before I tell you who the current owner is, and before we get into a video clip a little bit later, let me show you a few pictures of Mr. Fritz right now. And yeah, they're pretty freaking scary. So take a look at these. Yeah, it's I told you, it's not fun. Yeah, if you don't like clowns or dolls or anything like that, yeah, this is not the video for you. I'm kind of okay with clowns for the most part, but when it comes to dolls and stuff, guys, I don't mess around with that. Even the dolls in the toy section of department stores freak me out. They're all alive. They're all out to get me. Okay, basically. But so the current owner of Mr. Fritz now is Michael Diamond, who kind of goes on the road, takes rare sideshow exhibits and kind of shows them off, and whatnot. So he has a collection of stuff, and so he is the current owner of Mr. Fritz. The original owner, like I said, started noticing that his case would be open at night after being closed, Mr. Fritz's case, because they kept him in a case. It's just like the head that exists now, of course, just the head, but it looks pretty big according to the based off the pictures anyways. So when Michael Diamond, who has it now, when he took the doll in, he started noticing the same thing. He's like, wait a minute, why does the case keep opening? Like, what's going on? So even one night he noticed that the case had moved over like several inches, and so he finally set up a camera and filmed this. And his first night he filmed Mr. Fritz, and you can see his cage slowly opening with nobody there to open it, but just the doll head sitting inside and the case slowly opening. I mean, that's enough for me to be like, okay, let's burn this thing. I don't want this thing to exist anymore. But it gets worse, because the next night he filmed, this happened. Take a look. Yeah, the freaking thing's eyes and mouth moved, and that's a big no from me. That's a big no from me. I think he has it now. I think he has it chained up in his case or something. He still has it, Michael Diamond. I don't know why he would still have Mr. Fritz. Now, I couldn't find definitive proof on whether this was real or just, fabrication. I don't know. I mean, you guys be the judge. You look at the video and see, is it real? Is it fake? I could go either way with it. The story's kind of interesting. It's kind of creepy. I just thought it was pretty neat to talk about. I don't know how many people know about Mr. Fritz yet. It seems like it's something that's more just starting to come out. So I figured I'd talk about it because I found it kind of creepy with the video. Again, I don't know. I mean, it could be real. I mean, like I said, dolls freak me out anyways, so it's very, very much a high possibility that it freaking moved its eyes and its mouth, and it wants out, or it's still maybe Billy is possessing the doll and making it try and speak. Maybe he's the one that's latched to it and is still trying to perform his tricks from beyond. You never know. So like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you haven't watched any of my other Horror Night episodes, I have 9 episodes before this one, I believe. Don't quote me on that, because this is episode either 10 or 11. I don't know. But they're all in the Horror Night playlist on my channel. And this is completely different from anything else I do on the channel. But I love this kind of stuff. And yeah, we'll do more of these, of course. So thank you all so much for watching, and stay safe, take care. Until next time, 0 is the number.